You know what's funny is as I'm realizing how long I've been using a GoPro, I'm going to date myself. I've been using GoPros now for 2 decades, almost 2 decades. And at this point, the funny thing is I usually know what to expect. A little better image quality, a little more stabilization, maybe a battery improvement, maybe one of those accessories that somehow ends up in my car, even though I swear I do not need it. But after spending the last 2 weeks with the brand new GoPro Mission 1 Pro, I can honestly say this one feels really different. Not different like they moved a button. Different like GoPro may have just built its first real compact cinema camera. And that is a pretty big deal because this does not feel like just another hero camera. This feels like GoPro is trying to move into a completely new category. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice here is its size. This is bigger than the traditional hero camera, but it is still very compact. And once you put it in your hand, you really understand what GoPro is going for here. This is not just a camera that you throw on your helmet and forget about it. This is something that you can actually hold, frame, shoot with, and use it like a real production tool. Now, the biggest upgrade here is the new 1-inch 50 megapixel sensor that's inside of this thing here. And that sensor changes the whole personality of this camera here. Although that and one other thing that I'm going to talk about here in a moment. The images look cleaner, the detail is better, the dynamic range is better, actually way better, and the footage feels less like a traditional action camera footage and more like something that could actually cut into a serious video project. You get 8K at 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. You get 4K at 24, 30, 60, 120, and 240 frames per second. And you get 1080 all the way from 24 all the way up to 480 frames per second. So yeah, this thing can absolutely do the slow motion party tricks, but what impressed me more was how usable the image is across the different modes. Now, one of my favorite features is the 8K open gate. That lets you shoot the full 4:3 sensor and then crop that footage for different formats. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Shorts, vertical, horizontal, square. I had to get them all in my head there. Anyways, one shot, multiple deliveries. And for creators, let's be real here, that is absolutely huge because nobody wants to shoot the same scene 5 different ways just because every platform has decided to be difficult. And I will say this, for the last 2 weeks, most of my shooting has been nearly exclusive with the 8K for this very reason. Plus, look, I was looking, I came close to saying I was judging GoPro through a different lens, but that is too obvious of a pun here, or maybe it wasn't. Anyways, either way, I wanted to see just what this 8K could do, and I have to say, very, very impressed. And this is where you can really see what the extra resolution gives you. It's not just about bragging rights either. It gives you much more room to crop, more room to reframe, and more flexibility when you are editing. Now let's shift lanes and talk about the grip because this is one of the accessories that really changes how this camera feels here. The point and shoot grip turns the Mission 1 Pro into something that feels a lot more like a tiny mirrorless camera. It gives you a real grip, a more natural hand position, and a paddle style shutter button up on the top. And for me, that makes a huge and enormous difference than I expected because historically, I've even said this in the past. I never grabbed a GoPro to take still photos. But you know what? Over the course of the last couple of weeks, I've taken still photos with this thing and it feels, it's funny. Compact cameras seem to be having a comeback. And this is, for me, I think GoPro found some inspiration off of compacts because it has about the size and it feels like a compact camera. My GoPros have lived on helmets. They have lived on chest mounts, handlebars, cars, boats, and occasional places where, cameras probably should not be. But with this grip, I would actually take the camera out to shoot stills, and I have. That is new for me. Now, let me share with you how simple it is to get your Mission Pro 1 inside of this thing here. So you have a little button on the end here. You're going to depress that. It drops down. You take your Mission 1 and you're going to just slide that bugger in there. Close it till you hear that little clicking noise, and you are off to the races. You know, for a GoPro, let's get me out of the frame of my black. I wore the wrong shirt. I should have worn a white shirt for this. But I just got through filming another video for my real estate company. So anyways, you can get a sense of the size of this here. There we go. Let's get it over there. Boom. So, I mean, it feels really, really fantastic. And for video, this is one of the things I mentioned earlier. The grip really helps. When you hold it at chest height, your framing feels a lot more intentional. Walking shots feel a lot more controlled, and you are not just waving a tiny little cube around and begging HyperSmooth to save your life, which, to be fair, HyperSmooth has saved a lot of my footage over the years, probably a lot more than I deserve. Now that brings me to stabilization. I tested this with HyperSmooth off, with HyperSmooth on, and with auto boost. And this is one of those things that is much better shown than explained. With HyperSmooth off, well, you see the raw movement. HyperSmooth turned off. We are 8K on the GoPro Mission 1 Pro. Now, with HyperSmooth on, well, the footage becomes much more usable. Okay, we are in 8K again. Now HyperSmooth is turned on. Walking at the same pace here, and we're gonna see what that does. And with auto boost, okay, the camera's clearly working a lot harder to smooth things out when the movement gets rough, as you can see in this case, which of course, I gotta start running here to really put it through its pace. All right, now we are in HyperSmooth auto boost. So this has the dynamic cropping. Again, we are shooting in 8K on this GoPro Mission 1 Pro. Now we're gonna speed it up a little bit here, which we didn't do a full pace run in the last, but we'll see exactly just how well this works or doesn't work. All right, now let's talk about audio, because this is another area where I'm pleasantly surprised. Now, I've shared this in the past. I use a lot of action cameras as B-roll cameras and so forth. And really, action cameras, let's call a spade a spade. Out of camera audio, it is what it is here. So I'm usually laved up, or usually using some sort of onboard mic on top of the cameras. But talking about the onboard mic that they have here, this was a big surprise. The Mission 1 Pro has 4 onboard microphones, 32-bit float recording, and the audio right out of the camera is honestly better than I expected, especially when you flip the camera around and you actually vlog with it. The rear-facing mic, does make a real difference, but your voice sounds cleaner and less like you're talking from inside of a plastic sandwich bag. Now, I also tested the wind reduction with it turned on and also with it turned off. And this is another spot where people need to hear it for themselves, because depending upon the situation, wind reduction can save the clip, but it can also change the way that your voice sounds. So in this case right here, the first clip that you're going to hear is with the wind reduction off. Okay, it's a little windy out right now, and I'm testing the GoPro Mission 1 with the wind reduction off. It is a little breezy out, so we are going to see how much this actually does. And now I'm going to turn the wind reduction on, and you can hear, obviously, while the audio is not perfect, it is usable. Wind reduction is now set to auto. I'm going to keep jibber jabbering here for a minute here, and hopefully some of this breeze is going to come rubbing up against the mic of this camera, and we will see exactly just how much this does or does not do. And if I was out and I was depending upon that audio that was coming out of there, obviously with it off, that clip would have been rubbish. But with it on, yeah, you know what, that could be fixed in post. Now, one of the questions that comes up on whenever I test an item is, what don't I like? And the GoPro, well, while it's an amazing camera, is it perfect? No, absolutely not. The one frustration I do have is the grip. So if you're using the grip, you cannot plug in a wire lav mic into this unit at all. Now, I will say this, if you've seen some of the press releases, GoPro has spoken about they do have their own wireless mic system coming. right around the corner, which is pretty incredible. So that con that the fact that you can't put a mic in there, it really doesn't count once GoPro's new mic system does come out. Now, for casual vlogging, the onboard audio it's good enough. For interviews, well, this is going to be something to keep in mind. Though the battery life has been solid as well. GoPro rates the Enduro 2 battery for up to 5 hours at 1080p 30. Now, over 3 hours at 4K 30 and about an hour and a half at 8K 30. Now, but the thing that I want to call out is the thermal performance, because past GoPros, let's call a spade, have definitely had a reputation for getting warm and sometimes a little too warm. But with the Mission 1 Pro, even shooting 8K over the course of the last couple of weeks, I have not had the camera shut off not once due to overheating. Now, most of my testing, as I mentioned, actually I didn't mention the ambient temperatures, but it has been in the 70s and low 80s and so forth. And so far, well, it has handled that really, really well. And that is a big plus, especially if you're shooting outside for longer stretches and not just grabbing for a quick 30-second clip, which is pretty much how I use these cameras. Now, the camera is also waterproof down to 66 feet without a housing. That is double what the Hero 13 Black offers. So even though this camera feels more like a compact camera tool, it's still a GoPro. So you can get it wet, you can take it outside, you can still mount it, you can still put it in situations where most cameras would politely resign. Now, the big question is, should you buy this instead of the Hero 13 Black? And I do not think this answer is automatic. If you want a pure action camera for helmets, chest mounts, surfboards, handlebars, or anything where size matters most, and again, the Hero 13 is just a tad bit smaller than this. That's going to make more sense for you. It's smaller and it is technically lighter, and it is still the better fit for traditional action camera use. But the Mission 1 Pro is for a different kind of creator. This is for people who care more about image and video quality than having the smallest possible camera. It is for hybrid shooters, travel creators, documentary shooters, real estate videographers, and anybody who wants a tough little B cam that can produce a much better image and video quality than you would expect for something this small. At $699, this is not cheap, but I also do not think it's competing directly with normal action camera. This feels like GoPro is building a completely new lane in the industry, a rugged compact cinema camera with action camera DNA. And after 2 weeks of playing around, I really feel they pulled it off. Is it perfect? No, what camera is? I do wish the grip had the mic port coming through it or a USB-C pass-through. And if you want the interchangeable lenses, you may have to wait for the ILS version coming around the corner. But as a fixed lens creator camera, this is the most exciting GoPro that I have used in years. Actually, this is my favorite GoPro, period. So here's my verdict. If you want something to strap to your helmet, go buy a GoPro, go buy a Hero 13 Black. If you want 8K video, open gate recording, better audio, better slow motion, a larger sensor, and a GoPro that can fit into a real creator workflow, the Mission 1 Pro is absolutely worth a look. GoPro did not just make another action camera, they made a little cinema camera that can still get wet, get dropped, chuck it into your vehicle, and get strapped onto something ridiculous. And honestly, that is exactly what I wanted. Many of you know I have a off-road overlanding company, and that's where I use these action cameras pretty exclusively when I'm out in these off-road out in the sticks situations and so forth. My favorite action cameras to date are the Ace Pro 2, love that camera, and of course the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Those two come out with me religiously. This right here takes the cake for me. And I'm not discounting the others, but this right here, I really, really like this. Again, I think GoPro did an extraordinary job with this camera. But friends, that is all I have. Look, this has been a lot of fun playing around with this camera. GoPro sent this a couple weeks back for me to play around with and so forth, just as I have been playing around with the cameras for the last, again, 2 decades and so. It's been fun, but we put these videos together for you. Sharing, I don't hold any punches. I let you know what I like, dislike, and look, if it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm at least letting you know what your dollar's going to get you. But where I'm leading with this is we put these videos together for you. If this video is helpful, one of the most impactful things that you can do to help us and kind of make it possible for us to keep doing what we do here for you folks is hit the like button down below. It doesn't cost you a nickel. It takes you probably less than 3 seconds, if even that, to do so. By doing so, it helps with the whole YouTube algorithm. More people are going to find out about the channel, and that helps us grow. And so I do appreciate you in advance. And while you're at it, why don't you hit the subscribe button down below, because we get to see more of each other moving forward. We have some pretty cool videos, and you're going to be seeing a more long-term video coming out on this bugger here. Actually, you'll see a handful of videos coming out on this. I've been playing around with some of the other features in this, and I'm dying to share that with you without it being like a 2-hour-long video. So I'll be breaking down those videos into little bits here. But at any rate, that's all I have here for you, friends. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.